directions
Keep your
too.
feet on the ground.
We're back in World of Warcraft. I just love the way I love the way Ironforge looks. You know. Hey, what's up, Valiant? I am pretty good. How are you? I love the way Ironforge looks with the way I have my colors and stuff set up. I think Ironforge looks really cool. It has that kind of dwarven, like deep underground look to it. Yeah, I want to get I want to get back to my roots. You know, my roots of classic WoW was always the hardcore Paladin. You know. A hardcore Paladin. Let me get. I want to get a screenshot if we can of. See, I'm trying to get it without players though. Maybe we can get one here. You know. Well, you gotta get the Discord vibes, you know, going again. Let's see. Death Flips highlight reel. Here's back of the box. I guess we'll do it later. Yeah, this is Bloodsail, yep. Bloodsail Buccaneers. Let me sound. I got a little bit of a headache, so I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do too much volume. Oh, I don't know what I did today, but man, I do not feel very good today. I'm getting old, I guess. But yeah, we got a lot of quests I know to turn in and stuff, so let's.
What's on your
Hammer
mind?
dwarves might have fast
good.
steeds, but can those airy...
Yeah, Bloodsail Buccaneers. So I went crazy today and I bought something for my new guitar. I bought this bridge here for my new guitar, but what was even cooler was... Now this is a company in Greece. This is a Greek company. I actually bought this bridge right here, this vibrato bridge, and I got it just like that with the brass plate and the steel string through section. I think it just looks beautiful, right? But check this, check out this. This is their patented bridge. Now I can't get this shipped to the US, otherwise I would have bought this one. But what's really cool is they have options for what type of metal. Especially if you look at, I don't know if you guys are into guitars, but if you look at the bridges here, check this out. You can get, so you have your saddles here, which is where the strings go through, and then you have just the plate that the saddles sit on. You got some screws here to adjust them forward and back for intonation, but the plate, which is this piece here, can come in any of these metals, and they use 1016 steel. Now I don't know if you guys know a lot about steel. If you watched a lot of Forged in Fire, right? 1016 steel is what they always use on Forged in Fire to make swords and daggers, so it's a very high quality, durable steel. And then so you can have steel, chrome, steel, gold. You could have brass, unplated. You could have brass, chrome, brass, gold, aluminum, titanium. It's just like, wow. I've never seen anybody with so many metal options for a bridge. That's amazing. It's just cool stuff. Anyways, let's take a look at what we got here. I know we do have this quest to turn in. How many? We got room for 2 more quests. And I'm level 23, so let's go ahead and grab this thing through the ooze.
On my weekly visit to Ironbeard's tomb, I was attacked by dreadful, dripping oozes. Naturally, I panicked. I threw my bag at one, but it didn't do anything. The ooze just sucked it right up.
The ooze.
Luckily, it did give me enough
The
time to get away.
ooze just sucked it right
The
up.
bad news is that I really need to get the contents of my bag. I don't know which ooze I threw my bag at. They all look the same. Ironbeard's tomb is northeast of here, near Dunmudder. Thank you so much.
Dunmudder.
Adventurer! The Dragonmoor Orc clan is showing its strength in more than just...
It's so refreshing to get back into WoW and have
Adventurer!
full, like, 360 movement as opposed to Diablo. Ugh, Diablo 4, that damn click to move and stuff. Ugh, drives me nuts.
Safe travels.
Whatever these new hardcore servers will be, I don't know. You know, there's been a lot of weird stuff going on in the hardcore community. There's some bad apples, which, you know, I guess Nom Nom Hardcore was booted out of hardcore community because apparently he did some stuff that was against, you know, the terms of service, or he was just basically being a loser. I don't know exactly what he did, but he was booted. And then, you know, Cargos, he just disappeared after he was accused of... he wasn't really accused of anything that bad, other than just being greedy, right? Like, they were doing that to add on the Rested XP add-on. And
King's Honor,
all you could really say is they were accused of being greedy. So, well, whatever, you know. The guy wants to make money, I guess, right? The Night's Watch. Okay, we haven't done this yet, so let's just go ahead and abandon this one. That way we can pick this one up.
Well met. Be careful.
Hopefully we're high enough level. Hey, Raditch, how's it going? Life is pretty good. My wife had a doctor's appointment before I came home from work, and after that she told me she was going to go to her mom's, so she's at her mom's right now. So I'm home by myself, well, me and the dog and the cats, and I figured I'd play some classic hardcore because I was playing Diablo last night. I just was bored, you know. I was just like, this is kind of... And it's just the combat system. The thing that Diablo that annoys me is that, you know, I like having more abilities, like more access to abilities. Diablo, all you have is like 5 or 6 skills, and that's it, you know. And I was really... Although there's a lot of flexibility in the game, and it's a good game for sure. If you like action RPGs, you'll love Diablo 4. So that's not really my genre. No, she's getting better. She actually is. Thank you for asking. She does seem to be, you know, getting better the last few days. So she is getting better, and she's been going to a couple new doctors, and there's a lot. You know, she's doing a lot of meds, doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, well, it's just my problem with it really is just the movement. I don't like clicking to move, and I don't like you know, I like using the keyboard to move. I don't like doing this weird stuff, you know. What do we got here? We got a road. Alright, so what do I need to do? It's questing. This seems a little bit... After playing Diablo, this just seems so, like, not dark enough. But it also seems too bright. Do I have the God Rays going? We do have the Magic Plume. I like the Magic Plume. Let's get rid of levels. We want level. No, we don't want levels. We do want levels. Why is it making it so bright? The vignette will just soften up the edges of my monitor screen, so that's good. And then what's the other one I always use? It's not levels, it's layer. Started to be using vibrance. I would, I would think using a controller probably would make it easier, but since I'm not a console gamer, I don't play a lot of console games, so I'm not really a fan of controllers because, I'm used to being able to quickly turn the screen fast, which you just can't do with a controller. If I want to jump up in the air and do a 360, like, I can go boom, boom. Well, let's see if I can do it. Almost. Anyways, you can move very quick with your mouse, and you can't really move that quick with a controller. But I think a controller probably, if you were used to controllers, if you were someone who played a lot of games with a controller, a lot of consoles, I think for sure you probably would like Diablo 4 with a controller. But since I'm not that kind of person, maybe not so much for me. That person's getting my herb. You know what? I feel like listening to the Skyrim soundtrack. Maybe after this song. I like this song. I haven't played this character in a while. I haven't played hardcore in a while. I'm just kind of running around with no care in the world, but I gotta be a little careful. We're level 23 though. I don't really think we should be too much trouble out here. We don't get too many mobs on us. There's a chest over here though. How many murlocs we got? Looks like somebody came through here and killed all the murlocs. And grab this before they all respawn. This is level 25. And there's another one. Oh god. I think somebody already looted that chest because it didn't have anything in it, hardly. This is what we're after, but I gotta be careful. I don't want to get multiple mobs here. I'm only level 23. We got to get back to hardcore again, where we got to be a little bit careful and not get ourselves killed. It's easy when you've stepped away from the game for a long time, and for a while to come back and be overconfident and get yourself killed. Hey Christian, what's up? Sure, just give me a second. So let me kill this. I'm not really digging this music. Let's do the It's peace. Nice. We went. Yeah, so this is going to be like what I liked. This is going to be like my AoE level. I like to call it an AoE leveling build, but it's really not. You don't really do a lot of AoE leveling with this build until you're, like level 30 or level 35 maybe. Actually, probably around level 35, because you just don't have enough, especially for hardcore, because your gear's not going to be that good. So currently, but this is my build where I push more of like an AoE kind of protection build. So the first thing I do for AoE protection is I rush consecration as fast as I can possibly can. And because mana is really, really bad for paladins in classic WoW or vanilla WoW, I always go divine intellect. Always go divine intellect. Since I'm not going to go with a DPS leveling build, which is if I was going to go with DPS leveling build, I would go with Seal of Command. I don't even care if it's a protection build. I would always go with Seal of Command if I was pushing leveling speed, but I'm not pushing leveling speed. I'm pushing more like protection, like to make myself more of a tanky character. So I'm not going down that road, and of course my wife is calling me. She always does this right when I'm trying to talk to people on stream. Well, give me a second, phone call. Alright, sorry about that. There's no getting my wife off the phone. When my wife calls, there's no getting her off the phone. She had her doctor's appointment today, and she was just giving me the whole rundown because she's seeing a couple new doctors. You know, she's got, you guys know my wife's not, she's got a lot of medical issues. Anyways, so she told me she's got some stuff she wants to bring up, that she wants me to help carry up the stairs. Yeah. Hey, Loss, how's it going? Yeah, she's doing better. She's doing better. She has, one of the doctors said she's got visual vertigo because she's been having a lot of problems where she feels like she's going to pass out and she gets really dizzy. And she went and saw a specialist, and the specialist says you have classic symptoms of visual vertigo. So what it is, and it's brought on by anxiety, and she's having anxiety because of the heart attack she had last year. So she's got this kind of like post-traumatic stress from having a heart attack. Plus, as you guys may know or may not know, my wife, when she was 20 years old, had a brain aneurysm, and she almost died when she was 20. So, she's only 39 years old, and she's had a brain aneurysm where she almost died. She had a heart attack where she did actually die. Her heart stopped, and they had to, bring her back. So she's had a rough life. And yeah, I know, and she's had a rough life. But she's doing better. She's been seeing a lot of doctors, and but this one doctor says she's got classic signs of visual vertigo, and there's things they can do to help correct that. But one of the biggest things that causes that is the stress and the anxiety because of the fact that she had a heart attack. She's been having like heart issues, and so anytime she feels any kind of pain in her chest, or she gets the anxiety hits, and she's like, oh, am I having another heart attack? You know what I mean? Yeah. Witch hunter. So, but she's doing witch hunter. The one that made it to 60 as melee? No, the hunter made it to 60, the melee hunter. Oh, maybe you're talking about the turtle wow hunter. No, I want to play the protection paladin because I kind of was Vale, she made it to 60 as a melee hunter. I tried her to get into the hardcore league guild, but they wouldn't let her in because they don't want any melee hunters. They want regular hunters. And so I decided, I didn't want to play anything but melee, and since they didn't want to let me in the guild, I decided I'd just, go play something else, go level another character. But I do want to do the protection paladin because I've always, one of my favorite classes in WoW is protection paladin. It always has been. So, and it's something that people I don't think play very well. I don't think there's a few people I've seen who play protection paladin and do a good job with it in vanilla, but it's a very, very difficult class to excel at. You don't have a taunt. You have terrible mana management. You're constantly running out of mana. Most parties are really bad at understanding how paladins work, so as soon as you down a group, they want to go and pull the next one. Well, as a paladin, to get threat, you have to throw down a lot of consecrate, and when you throw down consecrate, you eat up all your mana. So every pull, you pretty much almost every single pull, and that's why you have to have a group that understands, hey, after every pull, I'm going to probably have to recoup my mana a little bit. You know what I mean? You're doing a duo currently? Nice. Nothing wrong with that. Duo's probably pretty fun. My concern with doing a duo is always just trying to find somebody that I can do it with that can, because I'm all over the place with my schedule, especially with my wife being sick. It's hard for me to have consistent times that I play, so it's very difficult for me to do duos because I never know when I'm going to be on, Yeah, duo would be cool. I'd love to do a duo, but it's just the timing of it's very difficult for me. So yeah, less stress. Yeah, there's been a lot of drama in the hardcore community too. I don't know if you guys I'm trying to ignore all the drama, but just play the game and just have fun in the game, and ignore all that stuff. Well, that's pretty cool. If you're doing it with your girlfriend, that's fun. But yeah, my wife's gonna come home in a few minutes. She's gonna be home in a few minutes. She wants me to help her carry some stuff up the stairs. So I'm gonna take a very short break. Like I'm gonna I'll probably stop the stream and I'll help her carry the stuff up the stairs, and then I'm gonna, you know, just talk to her for a few minutes, make sure that, you know, just make sure she's fine, doing okay, and then I'll come back and I'll start the stream right back up. So it won't be a very long break. It'll be like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops probably. I already ate dinner, so I don't need to eat, and so that's, you know, so it won't be long. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot of people play Protection Paladin particularly well, and I know Christian here was asking me if I've ever done a melee druid. I mean, of course there are melee druids. There's feral druid, which is pretty much a melee druid. So I'm not really sure what he means. I don't know if he means melee as in just like a balanced druid or something who only, you know what I mean? I don't know if he means melee as in like a non-feral druid, just a person standing up on their 2 feet. You know? So I know I've never done a melee druid. That would be terrible. It would be awful. If you're talking about, you know, not using any of your forms and just hitting people with the staff or something, that would be awful. Although you could, I mean, if you let the person do spells, but I guess you wouldn't because that wouldn't be melee. But like what I was saying is, I don't think a lot of people do Protection Paladin. Like I haven't seen a lot of people really play Protection Paladin really well in classic hardcore, and I think it's I've never done it. I've leveled a character, Protection Paladin in classic hardcore. It wasn't protection though. It was like more of a DPS build. It was more of a hybrid build. But I only leveled it like 35, and then I went and did something else because it was so easy. I was like, well, this is just too easy. You know what I mean? And Paladin, I think, is by far the easiest class to level in hardcore because, you know, you pretty much have to die 3 times before you die because, you know, if you get really, really low on health, you can just heal, you just bubble and heal yourself to full. Then if you get really low on health again, you can just like lay on hands. You know, so you've already gone through 2 lives there. You have to die almost 3 times before you really die. So it's a very easy class not to die on. Yeah, I mean, you can use a 2-hander, but I mean, for what I'm doing, I'm going to use a shield. I'm going shield and 1-hander all the way. All the way. We're going to do sword and board. I mean, I'll have, if I get a really good 2-hander, we'll have weapon swap. You know, I've already got the weapon swap macros. But the thing is, seal twisting doesn't work in classic. And what I mean by that is, here, hold on a second. So let me turn this music down. So seal twisting unfortunately doesn't work, which kind of sucks because it, you know, a lot of the cool stuff that works on private servers, like, you know, like on Astarius or Light's Hope, a lot of the cool stuff that works on those servers doesn't work here, which is unfortunate because they're like, some of those things are the really fun things, you know. Paladin Quest Hammer. Oh, I don't. Actually, it is pretty. Yeah, the Paladin Quest room is pretty good. But don't you have to do a lot of dungeons to get that? I've never actually gotten that hammer. It is a good hammer, though. You are right. But I've never gotten it. My phone. I'm gonna make sure. I gotta go. Someone killed all the crocodiles. And this happens every time I do this quest, and every time I do this quest, I get mad. And it's because every time I do this quest, all I find are dead. There's so few crocodiles. Like, you have to kill 6 of them. There's literally only like about 8 of them here. The 8 of them that spawn. And whenever I go to kill them, they're always all dead. It always infuriates me. You know? On a crowded server, this quest is very difficult to do because there's only like 8 crocodiles. But yeah, dead mines and okay, yeah, maybe we'll try to pick it up. Maybe we'll try to do it. But it's a 2-hander though, isn't it? Excuse me, is it a 2-hander? Because I use a shield, so it's kind of pointless, you know. I know it helps regen mana, doesn't it? There's my wife. I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll come back in a bit.